guys, it's E-Dog with We Let the Bulls Out TV. Today we got a special guest. I'm at America's Exotics compound. Shout out to my guy T-Bone for letting me come here, get this exclusive interview done. Let's get it.
These swimmers are from our other boy, which is Cairo. Him. Cairo's a Cobra Kai son.
He's swimming.
Yeah, but he can't know how to control this shit.
And Cobra Kai right here. Put it.
T-Bone and Antonio Vera, America's Exotic, Game Over Bullies, part of the connection. I've been breeding for a little bit over 20 years in the game. I've been to many phases in the bully game, back to the pit bull, from the American bully, and now we're into the exotic bully. We're here now, getting ready to do this interview with you guys, and let's go. I'm originally from Compton, California. The original kennel name was Game Over Bullies. Back then, we came up with the kennel name. Everybody had already a common, kennel name. So in my mind, my mentality, to me, when I came up with the name, was because I was going to kill the game. It was going to be game over when I was breeding. Now that I've been in the game for so long, it's always been game over with us, because every time we take a stud out, or every time we come out with a stud, we stay relevant, we stay on top, we kill the game, it's game over. I decided to start breeding dogs. Back in the days when I actually got introduced to dogs with paperwork, UKC. I always had dogs when I was a little kid. I used to, same story, everything like everybody. I used to see a dog in the street, I'll pick him up, bring him to the house, tell mom if I could keep him. She'd say no and all that, my auntie and all them. And I actually met somebody, I want to say the late 90s, I met somebody that was actually breeding Gotti line dogs. And I seen this one dog, and he told me he had puppies, and I was like, man, I want to buy a puppy. And I actually bought the puppy, it was a wrap since then. He introduced me to paperwork, and I was like, what is this, I was always used to, we were doing the things we're not supposed to do with the pits back then, if you know what I mean. I'm not gonna get specific with it, but he introduced me, he was like, bro, you can get paid, you can do paperwork. I was like, I don't need the paperwork, just sell me the dog. And he was like, no, you didn't need the paperwork, and everything was a wrap since then. My first dog purchase was, I think it was an inbreed monster back to his sister, a Vegas showgirl. I bought it from my boy, Jimmy Cofell, Downtown Kennels. Back then, real good friend of mine. Shout out to Jimmy. His name was Callie. It was an inbred monster back to Vegas showgirl. I did some research on monster, and I always liked dogs that were always more like ripped, because I was so used to the pit bull, So I've always liked dogs that have been ripped, cut up, muscular, a working dog, you could say. And I seen Callie when he was a puppy, and he was that fawn, just like Monster, and I was like, man, I want something like him. So my first instinct was like, what, this boy's it. My first litter, it didn't take me much to produce it. The problem was how to, take care of it on my first litter. My first litter that I had bred my boogie daughter. I had bred my boogie daughter to a legend son that I had purchased from Joe back then. He was 91 West. It was legend bred to Mocha, which was Killer Cali. Damn, I forgot that dog's name. Back in the days, old school guiding line. So I didn't really know much, you know, because back then the pit bulls would just have their puppies on their own. She ended up having her puppies on her own. I had a whelping box, of course, outside. You know, it started raining, so whatsoever. Long story short, the puppies didn't make it. But then, you know, after my second litter, I started getting the hang of, you know what I mean, how to really take care of these puppies, you know. It takes a lot to maintain, especially this breed. It's not just any irregular breed. Legend was the first stud credit that I purchased. You know, he was a massive dog with a massive head, big neck, big shoulders, guiding line dog, and, you know, Goliath moo blood, and you know, that was to me, that was the style of dog that I like, you know what I mean? First pick keeper. Well, I had a couple of them, bro. I had a couple first pick, but the most special one that, like, damn, you know what I mean? Like, I'm on the right path and I know what I'm doing was a couple years down the line of my career when I produced French Montana, man. You know what I mean? When I produced that dog, he was a wow factor, man. He was it. He was the thing, bro. He was a perfect bully, bro. To be honest with you, man, you know, the background that I come from, I like pocket bullies, bro. You know what I mean? Like, that's my style. Yeah. That's more of the generation that I came. You know what I mean? There's nothing like, I know back then, you know, there's nothing like walking down the dog down the street. You know what I mean? Big old dome, big old head, big bone, everything. But I know those times are done, you know what I mean? I learned to adapt. But to answer that question, my preference style of a dog is a pocket bully, bro. That's my preference, you know what I mean? But like I said, I adapt to new times. And, you know, a micro exotic, clean bully is my style right now, though. I do got a color preference, bro. I do. I mean, being that the game has changed so much within color, and they don't really look at the structure more than they look at the color. My preference colored dog is it's an all black dog. That's my preference of a colored dog, because when you have a black dog or a brindle dog, or even maybe a blue dog, you know what I mean, those type of colors, when you take pictures or video, you see more structure, you see more definition on that dog other than a white dog, a fawn dog, or whatever color dog. Right now, my top stud, I would have to say Cobra Kai, you know what I mean? Because right now, Cobra Kai, he's right now the foundation of his kids right now that I got coming out. But if it wasn't Cobra Kai, it would definitely be Little Evil. Little Evil is definitely the top-notch style of dog that I want to breed for right now. He's a clean, exotic bully. He has motion. You guys seen him. You know what I mean? The dog moves. The dog has no problems. Good structure, good fronts, good rears, but he still has that exotic look, and he's not sloppy. He's not bulldogish. He has tight skin, but he still has that exotic look. Top female, man, it's hard right now, bro. I would have to say the best producing bitch that I got, she's actually a pocket, a cleaner bitch. And it's Little Evil's mom. She's a clean dog, bro. And you know, I tell a lot of people, I give people some heads up. I try to give them some game that not always the smallest female or the most baddest looking female is your best producing female. You know, your best producing female can be a cleaner female, or it can be a female that's not your pick female. You know, I actually like to breed shorter, compactor dogs to more pocket females. And the reason why I do that is because they have a bigger torso and they can conceive a litter better. You know what I mean? You can get a bigger litter than actually breeding to a smaller female. You know what I mean? Risking you probably getting, 2, maybe 3 puppies out of the litter. You know what I mean? So right now, my favorite female is Loyalty right now. She's actually produced real nice for me. The way Eazy-E was produced was I had a female, rest in peace, my baby girl, Baby Lunatic. She just passed away beginning of this year. She produced Eazy-E and French Montana. The way Eazy-E was produced was that I had to take Baby Lunatic, which was off of Golden Boy back to Queen Lunatic, bred her to Squire's Boy Booyah, which was Razor's Edge, Short Shot Diamond. It was a Pee-wee bred to Banshee that produced Booyah. You know, Eazy-E was born, it was a 50-50 outcross, Razor's Edge to Gotti Line. You know, Eazy-E was special, man, when I produced that boy. He was a cleaner American bully. I actually championed him out ABKC earlier in my career. You know, he was something special, man, and the dogs were a little bit more, you know, not complete. They're, you know, if you know what I'm saying. So a lot of people started using Eazy-E as a cleanup tool to clean up a lot of the dogs that needed cleaning up. That's when show style dogs were more in common. So, you know, back then we liked show style quality dogs, and Eazy-E was a show quality style dog, but he had the Razor's Edge clean style look to him, but he carried the Gotti Line girt, neck, headpiece, extreme dog, but all in one. So he was a perfect combination of American Bully and what American Bully was. You know, he did real good for us. He's now, you know what I mean, he's not here with us no more, but he actually opened up a lot of doors for me, you know, when I actually produced that dog. You know, that's when I kind of seen that a lot of my hard work and my program was actually taking off. You know what I mean, when I produced Eazy-E. The reason I gave him that name because I am from Compton, and you know what I mean, I named him Eazy-E, you know what I mean, because I mean, I always like Eazy-E and his music. I think that was a perfect name for the dog. You know, I did a lot of videos with him, a lot of promotion. I took him out, I traveled with the dog. When I mean I traveled to compete him. I competed him in ABKC shows, rings, out of state, different places. He went to Mexico, he went to different countries. I actually took him out, and you know, he made an impact back then. We're talking about 15 years ago. Maybe a lot of people don't really know nowadays, but back then, you know, it was different. You know what I mean? The bully community, the style of dogs, the way, you know, things were back then, it's a lot different from nowadays, you know. But you know, and then I actually met up with Eazy-E's son, Little E, and I did a video with him and everything. We did some promotion, and he actually liked Eazy-E. He liked my dog, and he was like, "Damn, bro, man, that's tight that you named this dog, you know, in behalf of my dad's name, you know." And I'm telling him, "Hey, bro, you know, it is what it is. It's all love." And he was definitely cool about it and everything. And he gave me the blessings, and it was a wrap after that, bro. You know what I mean? We grew up with Eazy-E, and we went down the line and started producing a lot of other dogs, man.